And you talked a little bit about the need for transformative change.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one of the questions I would have is, what kind of change are we talking about, and how do libraries begin approaching this kind of change?
Yeah, this word transformative is interesting because this comes from my previous position as an associate university librarian for technical services and scholarly communication at the University of California, Santa Barbara. That's a big title. But as you know, the California budget crisis is the poster child, one of the poster childs of this economic crisis. And not only in the last 2 years have the UC libraries taken some very dramatic cuts, 10 campuses, which includes Berkeley and UCLA, but there was a group of upper administrators, as well as the system-wide faculty committee, which looked at the long-term budget projections of the UC libraries. And what they came up with was because the big thing that was making the change was that our retirement system had not been funded by employees for 23 years. And now, because of the economy, they were going to have to do that. They were going to have employees make that contribution. Well, it wasn't. It's actually, so they make that contribution, and then the employers have to make their contribution. But what the UC system did was not take it out of the system-wide coffers. They told each department that they would have to pay the employer's portion, which means that all the UC libraries would have to pay for their own employers' benefits. So that, compiled with the budget calculations for the next 5 years, meant that the UC libraries would be taking about a $56 million cut in the next 5 years. And when I said this morning, that is at least 3 of the 10 campuses would have to close to cover that budget deficit. And there's some very good graphics out there that you can go and look at as well. So transformative change was the key word at the UC libraries when I was there. We did a number of strategic task force system-wide to look at various areas where we needed to cut costs. I mean, we have 10 campuses with 10 technical services areas, 10 collection development. And the UC system has always been a very collaborative system. It's one of the leaders in the world. But we really had to think about transformative collaboration. And so I was asked to chair what was called an enterprise-level collection management services task force. And we came up with 12 recommendations over the course of the summer of 2010. Things like going totally shelf-ready in the entire UC system. 3 of the campuses don't do that currently. So that would be a transformational effect for them because they had huge technical services areas. Things like looking at going to a cloud-based ILS, because we have 3 different proprietary ILS systems that don't talk to each other in the UC system. So some very transformative things in terms not only of organizational change, but also in terms of cost savings. That's what I mean by transformative change. And I think the UC system may be a poster child for that, but I think all of us have to be thinking in these terms, because somewhere in another, with this print to digital transition, we're all going to need to make transformative change.